Let's go to Larry Carroll to fill us in. The first one looks like it's cooking there.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better. It was only a matter of time, and we have a brush fire underway right now in the San Gabriel Mountains. We'll go out now to the aerial action camera, which is over Iron Mountain, a little bit west of Mount Baldy. We're calling this 10 acres of brush, a fire of unknown origin burning right now. They have just achieved containment. Let me put it that way. They've achieved containment. They're calling it a 10-acre fire, but they're estimating control of this blaze at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. That, of course, not...
Hi, everybody. We're back. And you know what? Since this is our last segment and we're almost out of time, I want to just pick right up, or actually fast forward. Variety Talk audience, you had an opportunity to see just a little bit of what Larry Carroll has done over the past 45 years of his career. That was a clip, I believe, from ABC. So, I mean, just what you do so very naturally. And all I know is I remember seeing you every day. And I'm very excited about the work that you did on Beverly Hills Cop, Beverly Hills Cop 2, excuse me,
Right.
and you mentioned Rocky.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of fast forwarding since we're out of time. Tell me, out of all of the things that you've done in your career, what stands out the most?
Gosh, what probably stands out the most, a few things. Probably number one on the list is my involvement with Africa. In 1984, I was part of the board of an organization called Black American Response to the African Crisis, which of course was the drought and famine in Ethiopia, and took a crew into Ethiopia with 9 people, including Dick Gregory and Martin Luther King III, to go view what the crisis was all about on the ground level, and created a series that was played after Olympic coverage on ABC that year called Love Returns, and helped to raise $1 million in relief for Africa. It was the first of a series of trips that I made to Africa to do television, to report news. The last one in 2006, I produced a show called Live. Julia Wilson Live, which was the first magazine show to be produced in Africa and broadcast in Africa, Europe, and the United States. That was all about the good things happening in Africa. In fact, we spent some time with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the then newly elected president of Liberia. It was an amazing experience, but I loved Africa, and we spent time in 10 countries. Talking about the challenges of that country.
And
probably next was the coverage of national political conventions. The Democratic and Republican national conventions in 1980 stand out as a hallmark. The reporting that I did over a period of years in a relationship I developed, for example, with Michael Jackson, who is a dear memory that I keep close to my heart. Certainly, and I was out of the news business for about a year.
What type of time did you spend with him when you?
Well, we met in 1976 when they were Grand Marshals of the Rose Parade, and struck up a relationship, a friendship immediately that continued to the point where some years later, even he woke me up at 2 o'clock in the morning with a phone call from London saying, I'm about to do the largest concert ever in the history of Europe. We're in Liverpool, and he just bought the Paul McCartney catalog, and they were expecting 500,000 people to come to this concert. He says, I've given the print exclusive to Life magazine. I want you to have the television exclusive. Can you come? I says, well, sure. When is it? He says, it's Saturday. I says, Michael, this is Thursday. What are you talking about? He says, I'll get your hotel in London, and you'll come in with Mom and my brothers, and it'll be okay. And, we'll get to talk with... And he did. I mean, it was incredible. The challenge was that ABC at the time told me that wasn't news, and I couldn't do the story. I mean, are you kidding me?
Oh, my goodness.
I went on my own, shot it on my own, and Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, it led all 3 network newscasts on all 3 networks from a helicopter 5,000 feet in the air, and I was on stage with the camera, and ABC told me that wasn't a story.
Oh, my goodness.
Those kinds of experiences
Yes.
are many, and are legion. A program that I did for KCAL 9 called Legacy of a Movement, where I had the sons and daughters of the iconic civil rights leaders from the United States as well as Africa on a stage in Washington during the Congressional Black Caucus. That was a high point, to be certain. And then, of course, on September 2001, when I wasn't really attached to a television station and people started flying airplanes into buildings I knew nothing to do other than the news. So I called a friend of mine who was news director at CBS News in Los Angeles and said, "Kay, can I come and help?" And she said, "I'd love it if you did." We won Golden Mike Awards for that day's broadcasts, and I ended up anchoring the news for CBS Radio for the next 7 years.
Wow. Wow.
So that's
amazing.
a quick thumbnail.
And not to mention all the other things that I read about that you left out, and you have really made a mark in history in breaking the color barrier in so many ways, and we haven't even had a chance to talk about that. But I just want to say that I'm so honored to have you here today, and you are the role model of not only the Variety Talk audience and of the world, but of me as well.
You're so kind.
I appreciate it so much. Larry Carroll, everybody, make sure that, and Larry, we haven't had a chance to talk about what you're doing now.
With music in Las Vegas?
Yes,
Oh, I can hardly wait.
quickly. We've got like a little over a minute left.
Let me just put it to you this way. I believe that Las Vegas has the opportunity to be the jazz capital of the world. It is our unique American art form. It is the foundation of our music today, and we have an opportunity now to lift it out of the margins of popular culture and into the forefront where it should be, and do it while making money for the entertainment capital of the world, as well as a whole generation of musicians who would aspire to new musicianship and greatness in it. And that's what we're doing with a number of new institutions we're involved in creating, including one where I've joined the board of Vegas Records. And I'm excited to tell you about what's going to happen on that whole scene. It's going to be exciting.
Well, from a station who actually is all into preserving old school music, I can identify with actually having to save the culture. We appreciate you so much, and we have to have you back, okay?
I look forward to it.
Because it's like, the stories have to go in a series. That's how much you have to tell. So just appreciate you joining us here today, and we look forward to all of the wonderful things that are unraveling right now with the jazz. What's it called? The jazz zone. Oh, I can't say it. I can't say it.
Yeah.
With jazz.
That's right.
All right, everybody, you're watching Variety Talk live here in Las Vegas. You've been sitting in with Mr. Larry Carroll. And Larry, thank you again. We appreciate you. And we'll see you again next week. Everybody who's in pain, make sure you join us because we will be talking about pain management. I'm your host, Lady Linda. We'll see you next time.